From the World of Warcraft team.
Hello, Gamescom. My name is Ian Hasikostas. It's an honor to be here with you representing the World of Warcraft team. 2 years ago, on this very stage, we announced the Legion expansion to the world. And since that time, our team has been working tirelessly to build the world of Legion and to tell the story of Azeroth's defense in the face of this existential threat. The next chapter, patch 7.3, is just around the corner. I'd like to share with you, to begin, a quick preview of what lies ahead.
For thousands of years, the Legion has hunted us. So many worlds destroyed and heroes lost.
Mortis!
We can run no longer. It is time we take the fight to them.
All forces are on board and accounted for.
After we reach Argus, we will meet with the army of the light and begin our invasion.
We are blessed to be in your presence once more. Every demon we slay here dies their final death. Do not hold back. Bring them down! You've doomed us all! The circle nears completion. The mortals must not disrupt the rebirth.
We make our stand. The last battle for Argus has begun.
So yes, patch 7.3, called Shadows of Argus. We couldn't be more excited to take players to the world of Argus. That trailer showed you a quick peek at what is in store for you. I'd like to take a few minutes to go over it in a bit more detail. So, where we stand, this is a major content update coming around, and the fate of our world, and indeed the fate of all worlds, hangs in the balance. When we journey to Argus, what we're going to find is a story-heavy, epic experience spanning 3 distinct regions, including a new 5-player dungeon, the Seat of the Triumvirate, which is playable on the floor here at Gamescom. You can make your own groups with the friends around you and venture into that dungeon. We are, of course, extending and building upon core Legion systems like world quests, missions, and the artifact, but we also have a couple of new features to introduce. So, getting into this, first off, why is Argus such a big deal? So, for some of you who may not be familiar with it, I'd like to just explain. So, for players in World of Warcraft in the live game today, if you look up in the skies, you of course see this mysterious fell-scarred planet overhead. In the aftermath of the Tomb of Sargeras, a rift has formed linking our world to the home world of the Legion. It's in the sky above us, and we have never been closer to destruction, but also we have never had such an opportunity to strike at the very heart of their power and end the Legion threat once and for all, and perhaps win peace for Azeroth. But before that, before this planet fell to Fel, Argus was the birthplace of the Eridar, who you may know as the Draenei. It was a place where Prophet Velen ruled with Kil'jaeden and Archimonde as a triumvirate over an advanced civilization and a peaceful civilization, until Sargeras approached, Sargeras offering a dark bargain. Archimonde and Kil'jaeden, well, they bent the knee, so to speak. But Velen, he refused. And he and his followers fled Argus and came to our world, and that was the Burning Crusade. That was the beginning of the Burning Crusade, essentially. That's where the Draenei came from. And now, we are returning to that place where it all began. And even as we fight the Legion, we're also going to be able to learn a lot more about this ancient civilization. Of course, in their absence, this world festered with fel energy, and it now stands as the homeworld of the Legion, the center of their power, and the staging ground for Sargeras' twisted crusade. Now, the world itself. Let's talk a little bit about the places you'll be visiting when you go to Argus in patch 7.3. So when you first arrive, you're going to board the Vindicar, a Draenei vessel found at the Exodar, and head off to Argus. And the first area you're going to land at is known as, it's called Krokun. This is your point of arrival. It's outlying wilderness, not too densely inhabited, and it's home to the Krokul, broken natives who have eked out a terrible existence in the shadow of the Legion, hiding in caves, fighting for their survival, occasionally trying to strike back when they can. And you will come to their aid, you will join with them, and they will be key allies of yours in Argus. It's also where we're going to meet the Army of the Light, warriors in service of the Light, aided by the Naaru, who've been fighting the Legion's forces across the galaxy. Together, we might hope to stand a chance against their might. Of course, there are also major strongholds of the Legion's power here, too. We're going to meet new types of demons, stronger demons than we've ever faced before, that we've never seen in their frontline invasion force on Azeroth. These are their crack troops. We'll see things like where pit lords come from at their spawning grounds, and more. From there, players will move on to the second area known as Macquarie, the Jewel of Argus. Now, this is a large chunk of Argus ejected from the surface by the fel energies that tore the planet apart and resting in a low orbit above the planet. What this means is that it's essentially intact. It reflects a piece of the ancient Eridar civilization as it stood so long ago. This was the seat of power that I mentioned earlier. And there are magical powers at work here, restless spirits and echoes of what came before that will shed light, offering a glimpse into the past, into what came before. This is also the location of our Seat of the Triumvirate dungeon, where players will join Ilaria Windrunner and venture into an area that has fallen into shadow, in fact, fallen into void. Darkness has crept into these halls. There was once a Naaru at the center of this, and for those who remember the sun well, you may know what can happen to a Naaru when it's left alone, when it's exposed to corruption. These are the mysteries that you will have to unravel. Finally, players will move on to the Antoran Wastes. This is nearing the core of the Legion's power. Here you'll find the very strongest demons, fel corruption everywhere. Of course, you'll have world quests, powerful enemies to fight, and there's some areas of the Antoran Wastes that actually have enemies so strong that you'll likely need a group. This is also where you'll find Antorus, the Burning Throne. This is the raid zone where we will stage our ultimate battle against the Legion. That will be opening later this year. Players have their hands full with the Tomb of Sargeras for now, and there's a lot of story to discover on Argus. Now let's talk a bit about the features that are coming in this patch. So the first thing I mentioned a little while ago was the Vindicar. The Vindicar is the vessel that we will fly to Argus on. It also is our base of operations. It's kind of similar to Shalaran in Suramar, for those of you who recall that. You will look down over the lands below you, and as you recruit allies, as you meet friends on the surface, they will join you on the ship. You can also recover equipment and power sources to unlock additional functionality on the ship, things that will aid you as you fight on the ground, as well as a teleportation network that will be your key to navigating Argus quickly and safely. You can plant beacons around the world and travel quickly from place to place. It's also the home of the Netherlight Crucible. This is one of the things that you will unlock on the Vindicar, and it's an evolution of the artifact system that has really been a core part of Legion. As you see, you can unlock new powers in your relics, customizing them to suit your playstyle, and powering up your artifact even further to help you in your fight against the Legion. Also in Argus, you will find invasion points. We're not just fighting the Legion there, but as we've seen, Azeroth is one of many worlds where the Legion seeks to stamp out life. Illidan knows this. At the very start of the expansion, he was pursuing the Sargerite Keystone that would lead us to other worlds, such as this. We will follow the Legion through these portals, and on the other side, we'll find their forces in corners of the galaxy that we have yet to see. Little glimpses of fiery worlds, ice worlds, mist-shrouded swamps, primeval forests. We fight the Legion here. We will deal with a public scenario kind of similar to the invasions that kicked off 7.0 before Legion officially launched. We'll deal with environmental hazards, various Legion foes, and fight our way up to the most powerful commanders as we earn great loot and currency that will be valuable on Argus. So that's a quick overview of patch 7.3. So as I mentioned earlier, the first thing that you're going to do when you log into 7.3 is heed Prophet Velen's call. You'll journey to the Exodar, and you'll board the Vindicar. And there, you will see the first of a number of in-game cinematics that we're excited to present in patch 7.3 that really amp up the story and tell some incredibly impactful moments as you go through that. And here today, I'm excited to premiere for the very first time the first of those in-game cinematics. Take a look.
All forces are on board and accounted for. The Vindicar will be ready to depart shortly.
After we reach Argus, we will meet with the army of the light and begin our invasion.
Does he understand what you're truly asking of him? Do any of them?
We follow the path of the light, no matter where it leads.
Your faith has always been your weakness. When your closest allies fell to darkness, you didn't stop them. When the Legion swept over your world and took your people, you didn't make a stand. All you did was watch, convinced you were following the light's will. The truth is, you failed your people. Their blood is on your hands.
You will never understand what I did to save my people.
The light is holding you back. It's time to forge your own path.
Prophet, we are ready.
Proceed.
Where is your army of the light?
The Zenadar. Something is wrong.
The cowards have come out of hiding. Bring them down! The Legion will fire again soon! What are your orders, Prophet?
We make our stand. The last battle for Argus has begun.
So there you have it. Patch 7.3, Shadows of Argus, and you will be on Argus this time 1 week from now. Coming out beginning August 29th in North America and rolling to other regions with their weekly maintenance. Can't wait to share this with you. It's been a labor of love for the team, and it's going to be an epic journey. Thank you all so much. And next up, I'm excited